Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to go to our fantastic correspondent out of the Riverina area to talk all about Hume Netball, which is keeping everyone on the edge of their seats each and every week. And Aimee Riley joins me on the line. Lovely to be back with you, Aimee. How are you?
I'm great, Alice. How are you?
Not doing too badly at all, and it's good to be back with you after talking some netball and some agriculture recently, of course, on the Country Viewpoint. Back to the netball side of things. Big weekend last time out in the Hume Netball, and we'll start with a game that was rather one-sided, and that was CDHBU registering a score of 13 goals against How Long, who did this one easily, 66-13.
Another tough game for CDHBU, but they're taking great strides each week, continuing to fight and improving on their skills. How Long's experienced heads and well-drilled court structure ensured that they built a solid four quarters for a good win for them. CDHBU's best on were Kirsty Schultz, Neve Lavis and Shelby Richardson. And How Long's was Jazz Fisher in her first full A-grade game, which is very exciting, and Gemma Coburn.
Osborne making sure that those who doubted their credentials this year were put back in their place with a pretty convincing win against a Holbrook side who are no pushovers this year. 42 was the score. Holbrook accumulated V59 for Osborne on the road. Good win for the reigning champs there, Aimee.
Certainly a hard-fought game for the full 60 minutes in two teams that we expect will feature well throughout finals. Osborne got some breaks every now and then to extend their lead, and Holbrook couldn't quite bring it back in at the end of the game. Holbrook also had some injuries, resulting in a few position changes throughout the game. Holbrook will be really pleased with their centre court defensive pressure, and Osborne have posted another strong, solid win as they look to cement their spot high up on the ladder. Holbrook's best on were Taylor Byrne and Emily Simpson, and Osborne's were Grace Kennedy and Claire Gooden, both strong in their defence end.
All right, well, Billabong Crows v Giants was a close one in how it finished, and we did guess that it would be. The Crows going down, though, at home to the Giants, 33-26. How'd you see this one?
Tight contest for the entire game. It was a draw at quarter time. 1 point separating at halftime, and Giants pulled away. But the last quarter had a 2-goal margin at times, so it really was a solid fight for the whole game. Extremely tight defensively and really accurate shooting from both teams made this a great game, and from all accounts for those that watched it, it was a phenomenal display of netball. Crows best on were Celeste Cunningham and Kirby Hillier, and Giants were Samara Trethowan and Viv Vanisi.
All right, over to Henty and Lockhart. Wow, Henty, are they the real deal? 35-34. What a game. This could be the game of the season. Henty prevailing by just the 1 goal over Lockhart.
Certainly game of the round. We talked about this being a good tussle last week, and it definitely delivered to the hype. Lockhart got the initial jump, and it could have gone either way with Henty being up by 1 at the final buzzer. High-pressure game for both teams, with each of them coping really well in that scenario. Fast ball movement, tight defence, beautiful passages of play put up from both teams. Both teams also both reported that they enjoyed the game, which is great to hear as well. Henty's best on was Caitlin Klemke and Rachel Turlick, and Lockhart's were Tegan Hannon and Chelsea Hosey.
Brocklesby Brunswick Saints, a tough day for them at home against Jindera. The final score, 22 to Jindera 62. So a relatively comfortable one for the table toppers here, Aimee.
Strong win by Jindera against the developing Debbie Saints. Saints had some great patches of netball, and overall they would have been really pleased with how they played and also their week-to-week improvement. Jindera's height, experience and their speed ultimately won out the game for them. Saints' best on was Tamara Luria. She had a cracking game in wing defence, and Jindera's best on was Chelsea Harper, Chelsea Burns and Ellen Cook.
And finally, we had the Murray Magpies up against Culcan, 53-38. Culcan going down, but an improved display from them against the Magpies, who will enjoy this win.
Absolutely. First win for the season for the Murray Magpies. Great to see them get on the board and an opportunity for them to gain some confidence in their young developing side. Culcan will be really happy with their efforts and remaining competitive throughout the game, with also a brand new side which we've spoken about before. Their focusing on transition through the midcourt has really driven their goal scoring. Combinations for both teams are starting to gel really well, and we look forward to seeing them both develop across the rest of the season. Magpies' best on were Lauren Francis and Jordan Pertell, and Colcairns were Talia, Courtney and Millie.
All right, let's look at the ladder. Jindera top, Osborne second, Lockhart third, Henty fourth, Giants fifth, Howlong sixth, Billabong Crow seventh, Holbrook eighth, Murray Magpies 9th, BB Saints 10th, Culcairn 11th, and CDHBU at the foot of the table. Now, I guess the narrative going into the next round will be whether Henty can jump Lockhart and really start to breathe down the necks of Jindera and Osborne, who remain locked in the first and second spots there, Aimee.
Absolutely. We've talked about it previously, and certainly anyone's game this season. There's a solid 8-9 teams that would look pretty healthy to play finals if they can keep their main squads together. So it really is anyone's game on the day at this point, and it's exciting to see how some of the clubs that have had huge changes developed over the last couple of weeks, and no doubt will continue to throughout the season.
Over to tomorrow's games. Let's take a look at Osborne. They'll be at home to the Giants. They shouldn't falter, especially after their convincing win on the road last week, you'd think, Aimee.
Giants will be really keen to minimise their turnovers and maintain the great goaling percentage that they've put up the last couple of weeks. They've had a great start to the season, but I think Osborne's firepower and dominance through the mid and goals will see them come away with the win.
Murray Magpies with a great opportunity to really build some momentum. They'll be away to the bottom team, so if they're ever going to get their 2 wins in a row, it's going to be this weekend.
Absolutely. It's a game for CDHBU to be able to really push and potentially get their first win, and an opportunity for Magpies to get their second win of the season and get 2 in a row. Both teams will be really hungry, and it honestly could go either way. My pick is for Magpies to get on top, but I won't be surprised if a really hungry and determined CDHBU, who've been building really nicely, take that win.
Can the Crows put some pressure on Jindera? It won't be easy. They'll be away to the top side, but they'll at least hope that they can be as graceful as they can in their approach.
Crows and Jindera both have plenty of experience in their sides, some really strong players in both teams. Both are also navigating some injuries in their teams as well. This will be a great game, and expecting to see plenty of really strong passage of the play and defensive pressure from both teams. Crows will push really hard, but I think Jindera might get this one.
Lockhart will be looking to bounce back, but it won't be an easy assignment. Away to Holbrook, who will also want some points, especially after they pushed hard in their most recent outing.
Absolutely. 2 sides that have had a little bit of commonality throughout their season, both shaping up to be a finals feature. Both had a couple wins and a couple losses, both coming off respectable losses as well, and will be looking to bounce back really strongly. My pick is Holbrook to get it done in front of a home crowd.
Most will not suspect Culcairn to get anywhere near Howlong, but they at least do have the silver lining of Howlong being a little bit down after their most recent loss. So an opportunity for Culcairn to show some signs of life, but it should be easy enough for Howlong.
Culcairn will be looking to continue to build some momentum and work on their game style with a young, relatively inexperienced team. They've made some really good progress so far, but we expect that Howlong's experience and strength will see them get that win.
And Aimee, I think we're going to get a really good game between Henty and Brocklesby Burrumbuttock Saints, this one being played at Brocklesby. Henty looking to continue their amazing campaign, or the amazing start to their campaign in 2024. How do you see this one panning out?
Both teams have had different oppositions across the season so far. There hasn't been many, if any, crossovers. So this will be a really interesting game and a bit of an unknown for both teams when they step on the court. BB Saints will be keen to bounce back from their last game, and Henty will be really wanting to stamp their authority as a dominant finals presence. Defensive pressure and goal accuracy will be key for both teams. My personal pick is that Henty will get it done.
All right, that's where we'll leave it. Aimee Riley, our Hume Netball correspondent. Enjoy the netball, and we thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy week. All the best, and thank you, Aimee.
Thanks so much, Alice.